What's up, folks? What up? 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 Still a nation. 4-0, baby. 4-0. We have not been 4-0 since, what did they say, 1979? Wow. Wow. What an amazing feat to go 4-0. But I'm not going to be so happy today, guys. I'm not going to be all cheery and bubbly and overjoyed. No. Y'all know I don't get down like that. Matter of fact, let me get close and personal with you guys. Let me make sure my focus is right on the camera because I want to be as close as possible as I can be to you guys. And, you know, be as close as I can to the mic because I really want you guys to hear what I have to say. It was ugly, but we won. Okay? It was ugly, but we won. And y'all know how we're going to do. We start off really quick. I'm going to read some of the early viewers, some of you guys who were in here before the show started as far as the chat section. We're going to talk about the opening drive, the first drive for defense and offense. Then I'll talk about my key moments and things like that. And then we'll talk about some takeaways from this game. And then we'll open it up to the phone queue. Y'all know how we do. We have 60 minutes or less, okay? We should have enough time. Let me stop yapping and get to the action. Few people definitely got to come into the office today. Y'all know that. First and foremost, what's up to my brother, Tony? Me and Tony and Kenyon was talking all game via chat. Y'all know how we do, but Tony was in here early. First one, actually, I see Bruce Lil, or is it Bruce Lee? I think that's two eyes, Bruce Lee. Lanisha, hello, Miss Lanisha. How you doing this evening? Minnie Jordan, Bill C117, DJ Knight, Mark Keller. Who else? Black and Gold James. I like that name right there. Mr. Abs or ABS. Who else we got? We got really quick. The Hawk. What's up, Hawk? I don't think I've seen you in a while. How you been? Yag TV. K Davis. What else? What do we got? My brother Kenyon in the building, of course. Steelers 6'3". Myron Sanders. I don't think I've seen Myron in a while. How you been? Builder's Life in the building. Jordan Mid in the building. I might have said his name already. We'll read one more and then we'll get to the action. Jacob Perkins, and I'm sorry, one more. Knight Rider 16. All right, let's get to the action. Stop yapping. Get to the action. Like I said, everything ain't sweet, guys. You know, I got to keep it in perspective here. I'm happy that we're 4-0, but let's get to it. First of all, let's start off with this before I even go with the first drive. Thank you, Doug Peterson. Thank you, Doug Peterson. And let me get to that first. And Jim Schwartz, I might add. Thank you, guys. And if you guys were on the Steelers staff, I would be calling you into this office. What am I talking about? Some of you guys might be asking. Well, let's start with this. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been struggling on offense the last 3 or 4 drives prior to the drive when the Eagles decided to kick a somewhat long field goal, especially in Heinz Field. That's a pretty lengthy, field goal. Even though it wasn't on the open end of the stadium, still, you go for it there with the field goal instead of trying to pin the Steelers deep, right? And rely on your defense. Because like I said, at that point, sometimes you got to go with the flow of the game. Listen, guys, I'm not a coach. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, that's why the coaches get paid the big bucks. They got to make the decisions. You felt confident in your kicker, great. He had enough leg, great, right? But that's a long distance for that, football to travel. But how I think I might have approached that, we have been stopping the Steeler offense. Let's get our defense back on the field. Let's pin the Steelers a little deep. They're going to probably try to be conservative like they always do and try to milk the clock. If we can stop them with a 3 and out, we'll get the ball back in good field position, and then we go for the win. Instead, you go for the field goal, miss, and you put the Steelers in prime position. Field position is everything, folks. And again, I don't know if it's a right or wrong answer there, because if they would have kicked it and made it, then you're looking at it like, oh, okay, they took the lead there. Then the pressure's on the Steelers. But I feel like at that moment, because of the flow of the game, I probably would not have kicked that field goal. But thank you, Mr. Peterson, for doing that. We appreciate you. Oh, gotta give a huge shout out to Myron Sanders. Appreciate that, Myron, the donation, man. He says Chase Claypool, daddy is Joe Jackson. Yeah, man. Listen, we're going to get to Chase Claypool. That's why he is on the thumbnail. We're going to give him all his love and praise. But yes, guys. We got to definitely acknowledge that Doug Peterson, excuse me, guys. Let me make sure the music is not too loud. Make sure it's not too loud. You guys let me know. We got to give Doug Peterson, his thanks for doing that because it put us in prime position. Now, let's get to Jim Schwartz really quick as we talk about Claypool, and I'm going to come back to this. But did y'all see what happened on that Claypool touchdown? It's the same thing that I repeatedly scream about for our defense. It's the same thing that I talk about when I see Vince Williams on the field when there's a situation where we think the team is going to pass. I don't want Vince Williams to get lined up against a running back at this stage of his career. Definitely not a receiver. And what do you know? We go empty set. I think Gary is his name, number 47. Decent linebacker for the Eagles. No, he's all over the field. He's lined up in the slot against Chase Claypool. Whoa. Ben Roethlisberger saw it because they showed the camera of Ben over here talking to his left. Obviously, he's talking to Claypool and the fellas over there. Right down the middle, easy peasy, in for 6. And I'm like, wow. At that point in time, you might have to call a timeout. I know you don't want to burn a timeout since you had already forced, I think, an incompletion before where, the clock stopped or what have you. But, man, you were going to have to burn a timeout anyway. That's the time maybe to call a timeout and say, whoa, wait a minute. Let's get some more pass coverage out here just in case. It's a chess game. It's a chess match. You got to decide when to call what. But in that scenario, thank you, Jim Schwartz. Appreciate you. All right, let's get to it, guys, because I'm rambling a little too much. Let's speed through this. Where we at? 7 minutes, 44 seconds. All right. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, it seems like in every one of these games we've either won and we've deferred or, the other team has decided to kick off. But either way, have decided to receive. But either way, it seems like we're always kicking off here. So we kick off. We put the defense on the field first, excuse me. Vince Williams gets a tackle for loss right out the gate. So we setting the tempo, right, against the run game. So I thought. We'll get to that. Tackle for loss on first down. We were getting consistent pressure on that drive. TJ Watt on third down gets a sack. And there you have it. Steelers, I believe, go 3 and out there. I didn't write the whole thing out, but I think we went 3 and out on that possession. Excuse me. We get the offensive ball first. What am I talking about, guys? I'm reading crazy. Our first offensive possession is what I meant to say. Before I go into the details here, I'm going to take a moment to acknowledge that it's often weird and strange when exactly what you say. Remember on the pregame show for you guys who saw it last night? A lot of the stuff that I said came into fruition early. Remember I said one of the keys to victory could be getting some plays on the outside, running some quick screens, some, misdirection or whatever. Deebo Samuel was able to do that against Philly. And on the first play, Ray McLeod, wide receiver screen. Whoa. Okay. Are we scouting? All right. So nothing really happened there. McFarland gets his hands on the ball right out the gate. Second down, he picked up a few yards there. Then there was a quick pass to Ebron to convert on third down, which was major. And the Steelers have to call a timeout as Ebron and Ben are having a conversation. And I got to put an asterisk beside that because, again, time management. Why did it take us so long to get going? And I think Ben was trying to get Ebron lined up. But, again, that's miscommunication, mishandling of time. I got to throw that on time management. That one I can't so much put on the coaches. But, again, it all goes together. Come on, fellas. We got to do better than that. I don't like seeing a timeout on the first offensive possession in a game. Come on, man. Come on. Got to do better than that. So Big Ben gets sacked by Cox and Hargrave, completely kills the drive. And it's funny, man, because Jay Wobble Javon Hargrave did say, like I said, in a joking manner, in a friendly competition manner, he wanted to get a sack on Ben or what have you, with it being his ex-team. And like I said last night, some of you guys are tough, saying that dude trash and all that. I'm like, come on, y'all won't saying that before. But anyway, kills the drive. So, all right, let's go ahead and go to the key moments. James Washington draws a PI on Slay. It was a questionable call, okay? I say it. It was questionable. It was questionable, okay? And the reason why I say that is if you look at the rest of the game, there were some very questionable calls that went in our favor. So the refs were a little funny out there with PI. But nonetheless, James Washington was able to draw a PI, and we drew like 3 or 4 of them, I believe, in this game. And I want to say Washington may have drawn all of them. I could be wrong there, but I know Washington was responsible for at least 2 pass interference situations where we kept the drive going and we got new downs. There was a personal foul called on Malik Jackson on that same drive, which was critical, very critical. And then the Steelers, we got caught blitzing, guys, against a draw play. I think it was 3rd and 9 by the Philadelphia Eagles, and Miles Sanders takes that thing 74 yards to the house. And this was following our touchdown. Man, 74 yards. That was a tough pill to swallow. But like I said, what I was saying in the recruiting, in the scouting, Steelers, we are very aggressive in certain situations. They caught us right there. Okay? Cam Sutton was blitzing. Mike Hilton had an opportunity to make the tackle and he missed it. And the rest was history. It was great blocking downfield. And Nelson, and I want to say Minka or Nelson and Edmonds, somebody, way down the field had a small chance to get him, but they weren't going to get him. So I'm not even going to put that missed tackle on them. The missed tackle on that play was Mike Hilton. Perfect call for what we called on defense. It was a great counter. He rumbles and bumbles for 74 yards. Now, let me take a moment really quick to pause. Let me go here to the NFL app, and I just want to double check the statistics, because I don't think they had much rushing after that, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. So, we did pretty much handle the run game. We came into this, to this game, we were the tops against the run. We were only allowing 54 yards on average. So that's probably going to skew the numbers a little bit today. But yeah, think about this. Miles Sanders, right? He had a 74-yard touchdown. Do y'all know what the rest of his rush yards was for the rest of the day? 6. He was 11 for 80 with 2 touchdowns. Now, obviously, of course, game situation, dictated them having to pass, as well as, Fulgham getting off on us. We're going to talk about that. But that was it. They only had a total of 94 rush yards. So, that's not going to hurt our average too much. Let's get back to the notes, guys. I'm jumping around here. Some more key moments. David DeCastro goes out. Now, why do I say this is a key moment? Because I thought this would be a huge and a tremendous change in the way the protection would be. Not saying I don't have confidence in Kevin Dotson, but he's a rookie, guys. He's a rookie, okay? And he made rookie mistakes out there. He made some rookie mistakes. 1 second. Hey, Kevin Dotson. Come on in the office, man. Come on in the office. I need you. Come on. I got to talk to you, buddy. I got to talk to you. How you doing, Mr. Dotson? How did it feel out there to be introduced to the NFL the way you did? Because, right off the bat, we throwing you right in front of Fletcher Cox. Right? That couldn't have been a very good matchup for you. That couldn't have been comfortable. You're going against a guy I'm sure you've watched play. Being an offensive lineman, I'm sure in your time coming up through high school and things of that nature, you've watched this guy. Offensive linemen typically watch the defensive lineman, especially when you're in college, because you're saying, I might have to face this guy one day. And you faced him today. However, you did a pretty decent job. Might I say, Cox wasn't as much in Ben's face? Oh, that's a pause statement. Whoa. Let's rewind that. Some of you guys know what I'm saying. Hold on, man. All right, let's start this over. Listen, Fletcher, let's say Fletcher wasn't as much in Ben's face with Dotson in there. Dotson held his own. But young man, the reason why I've got to talk to you, I have to talk to you, sir. I want to know, how is it possible? How do you get called for a legal man downfield on a certified pass? It's a certified pass play. It's an official pass play. It's not a screen. It's not an RPO. Bruh, what is the deal? What the dilly? What's the dilly? You gotta let me know, man. You gotta let me know. Yeah, guys, I had to take a moment to rephrase that. That was funny, wasn't it? I didn't even mean to do that on purpose. But yeah, come on, Dotson. Come on, brother. Now I expect you to get a couple penalties, a holding here and there, which you did. Listen, again, you're young, but you did a great job for the most part in your protection game. You did okay. I'm going to be watching the film, though, for Tuesday. We're going to be paying attention to that. So you're going to be one of the points that we highlight on Tuesday when we watch the film. But I got to get on you for getting an eligible man downfield. What? All right, man. Go ahead and get out of here, Dotson. Good game overall, though. All right, let's get back to what I was saying. Guys, back to the notes. Some more key moments. Chase Claypool takes a slant to the house. We're going to dedicate a section to him, so I'm going to skip on past that. And then the Eagles put together a nice long drive, man. Right after that, it was a 10-play, 76-yard drive. I don't like that, man. And Bud Dupree, missed the sack. Do you guys remember that? And even Kenya reminded me of that too when we were watching the game. On that drive, it was third down, and Bud had Wentz in his grasp, and Wentz was able to get out of it. And listen, you got to give that guy credit too. He's a professional. But Bud, if you finish right there, they off the field. And that takes points off the board. So it was a lot of missed opportunities. Again, this is stuff I talked about, right? Didn't I talk about this pregame? Containing Carson Wentz, get him on the ground, limit the second chance opportunities, if you will. And they got us for a touchdown on that drive, if I'm not mistaken. What else I got here? Yeah, because Carson Wentz converted for third down. And then right after that, I have Dotson getting called for a legal man downfield. Steelers got held to a field goal on that drive. We had a chance to get the ball back, man, before the half. And we gave up another third and long, and another third and long, and another third and long, and another third and long. You already knew I was going to call you, didn't you? Come on in here. Come on in here, Keith Butler. Hold on, Mr. Butler. Let me gather my thoughts. Take 2 seconds. Keith Butler, can I say something and I'll be very honest with you? Your defense ain't good on third down, sir. Hey, I'm one of those people that want to run man a lot. But I do understand that you can't run man all the time either. Particularly when it's third and intermediate, 3rd and 6, 7. You give opportunities for guys to escape. I get it. Especially when you're dealing with a mobile guy or a guy who can move and run, like a Carson Wentz. I get it. But also, when you run zone, I don't know, Mr. Butler, if it's the same zone that you're deploying each week, and I'm really going to analyze this film. I tell you. I don't know if it's the same zone that you're calling, or is it the players that are not executing? Because on one of those plays, there was a nice corner route that snuck in right behind Joe Hayden. And Joe Hayden had his back turned, more or less in a trail, right? So it looks like from the way he was reacting, that may have been cover 3, might have been quarters coverage. We'll see when I look at the film, or at least when I watch the game again, maybe later tonight, the condensed version, which I love that feature, by the way. I can watch the condensed version. It's only about 30, 40 minutes. Then I can watch the coach film, of course, when it comes out. I believe I'll have it Tuesday morning or late Monday night. But anyway, Mr. Butler, you got to do something. Do something. I'm sick of it. I don't want to get to the point that I'm just frustrated knowing that we're going to give up these third downs. Do something. And the defensive line, yes, they have to get a little more pressure, but I'm not going to rely on these guys every time. Rush and coverage works together. I get that. But you cannot continue to let the same thing happen each and every time, sir. Why? Why? Let's take a small moment to say what's up to see Antoine Hill. Appreciate the donation. Want to always interrupt myself when a donation comes in to show that love because you guys are showing love to me. He says, tell him to put a faster linebacker on a running back. Man, you just heard it, KB, Mr. Butler. Listen, brother, figure something out. Because you also need to figure out, maybe let's switch something up when we see that one of our guys is getting abused. Abused. Mike Hilton. Matter of fact, send him in here. You know what? I'm not even going to call Mike Hilton in the office. It won't nothing he can do. You know what, Keith Butler? Send Mike Hilton in here after you leave. But we're going to have a different conversation. But I'm going to say this to you and I'm going to get out of here. Find a way to get our guys off the field on third down. This is becoming ridiculous. I do understand, again, you cannot run man coverage all the time. But like I was telling Kenya, me and him was texting because Kenya was, you lucky, Butler. Kenya was bringing me back down to earth and reminding me, well, you don't really want to do that in this situation. You're right. But I'm going to tell you what, when it's third and long, 3rd and 17, I'm taking my chances with plastering. Take your chances. Send one extra guy. Send 5 and run man on the back end and make him get rid of the ball. And if he escapes, he escapes. Just like the one play when Mike Hilton got beat down the middle with the dude Fulgham. Heck of a throw by Carson Wentz. Won't nothing Mike Hilton could do. But you know what you could do, Mr. Butler, is realize this ain't a matchup that we want. Maybe we bring the other guy who can cover a little better, even though he still isn't that tall. Maybe you bring Sutton in to help out with some coverage. Heck, bring in Sean Davis to just say, hey, just run with this guy. Because Sean Davis is, 6'1"? Do something. Don't just allow your guy to get killed over and over and over again. Stop the bleeding. That's all I'm asking. Get out of here, Keith Butler. Mr. Hilton, come on in here, man. This is going to be quick, though. It's going to be quick. I ain't got much to say to you, Mike. You tried. You tried. Sometimes, a perfect throw, it trumps perfect, defense or, semi-perfect defense. Ain't nothing you can do with a perfectly thrown football. Okay? Carson Wentz was putting that ball where it needed to be when it came to Fulgham. Surely did. So I'm not going to get on you too much, but you know what I need you to do? Tell the rest of your team to come in here really quick. The whole defense. Tell them all to come in here. I'll wait. What's up, fellas? Great game, guys. Great guy. Listen, you guys have been great all the way back to last year up until now, but I've got to get on y'all about something. It ain't always Mike Hilton, okay? How do you guys lose this kid, especially down at the goal line? Nobody was around him. Minka, what was you? I understand the zone, but all you doing is watching Carson Wentz. I need my free safety to at least recognize what's happening. At least recognize that the Fulgham kid is inside. He's in the slot. He's right there. So where do you think he's going to go? Is it more of a chance that he's going to come closer to you or sit right there in the hole? Or do you think he's going to go all the way outside? So this is all you doing. Watching Wentz. I get it. But I need you to scan the field. recognize that. How do the guy who has driven all the way down the field, how does nobody account for him? Right at the goal line. And I understand what the play call was, Minka, and I'm going to get on all of y'all. I get it. But sometimes your own awareness got to kick in. If y'all want to be in the category of this guy named Troy Polamalu, who was one of the best Steelers ever, if y'all want to be in that conversation when they say he would freelance from time to time because he felt what was about to happen, hey, I'll give you another one, another great, even though some people get mad at this guy. But I still love him as a Steeler. James Harrison, on the goal line, said he knew where Kurt Warner was going in the Super Bowl. He knew what his assignment was, but because he watched film, he knew where Kurt Warner was throwing that ball. And do you know what happened? Yes, the greatest, one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history. That was all instinct. That wasn't play call. That's all I'm saying. Minka, I love you, bro. And I got to get on you only because you were the closest one, but you still just like this. I love you, dog. I was at the game when you got that, 96-yard touchdown return against the Colts last year. I was there and you made me lose my voice. I will always love you for that. I'll never forget that moment because I was there. I felt the energy. Me and my cousin Floyd, big brother Floyd, we was there. I will never forget that. But that don't mean I can't put my foot in you when I need to. Come on, man. Come on. Bye, defense. All right, guys, let's get through this, man. Blew a chance, man. We blew a chance. You know, we could have got the ball back with a minute plus left, and we blew a chance on that 3rd and 17, man, before the half. But whatever. We're just not good on 3rd down. All right, let's get to the second half. Great play call, Randy. Randy Fiedner, man. Don't come in the office. Just stay at the door because you know what? Come on in here really quick. Come on, really quick. Hey, Randy. A matter of fact, hold on, Randy. Not just you. Hey, Matt Canada. Come on in here. I haven't talked to you this year, but I think I need to. Y'all both come in here. First of all, Randy Fiedner doing a pretty good job. Okay? Not as upset as I was with you last year. Matt Canada. Hey, man, let me shake your hand, actually. You clearly are influencing what Randy here is doing. I love it. I love the motion. I love the sweeps. I love the reverses. Why am I getting on you, though, Randy? You fall in love. Boy, I tell you. Boy, I don't know this for a fact, but I believe you are a married man, and I'm glad you are because you fall in love so fast. I would only hope you don't treat women the same way you treat play calling. Boy, when you find a play that work, Lord have mercy. When you find a play that work, you love it. You fall head over heels. Over hills. Just you've head over heels in love. What are you doing, man? You can't keep going to the well. Everybody in the world know what you about to run, especially when they go, number 62 is reporting eligible. Everybody in the world know what you about to do. Okay? We've already seen this play with Chase Claypool already. My count, 4 times already this season. The quick sweep handoff to Claypool. Now you're doing it with Ray Ray. Now, one of them was phenomenal. Man, we're going to get to that. But what I'm saying is, you went to that play again with Ray Ray late in the 4th quarter, and the Eagles was right there. Ray Ray, was able to, get shifty and made the guy miss the tackle, and he still earned 5, but we could have lost 3 right there. That's what I'm saying. We do this stuff too much. Like, that stuff got to be sprinkled in. You can't be predictable with your new stuff. Come on, Fiedner. God, man, Lord have mercy. All right, man. But Canada, hey, on the way, hey, Canada, I appreciate you because boy, I tell you, that big run that James Conner had, It was motion action behind him, and that's the reason why that broke out. I love us mixing this motion in. And by the way, James Conner, man, I know you're just not the fastest guy. We all know that, but imagine if that was, boy, I wish that was McFarland on that play. That was a touchdown probably. But anyway, great play call on 3rd and 5 to Ray McCloud. This is, in the second half for us to, get a touchdown eventually on that drive. That was pure speed. Ray said, forget trying to get on the outside. My man just took it right down the middle. And I almost feel like had he not tried to stiff arm, he might have had enough juice to keep running. But, man, listen, that's what I'm talking about. And I know that ain't nothing but Matt Canada right there. Again, I love the play calling. Just stop doing it so much. Stop falling in love. Randy, stop falling in love, please, man. Please stop doing that. All right. What else we got? I'm going to be quick. Steven Nelson, man, gets a pick on Wentz in Eagles territory. That was definitely a momentum shift right there. Steven Nelson played a relatively decent game. He had a couple catches go against him, but it wasn't too many plays that I felt like, guys, that we blew coverage. It was more so a great throw about Wentz. Like I said, Travis Fulgham, if I'm saying his name correctly, he was just eating. He was eating poor Hilton alive, man. Wasn't nothing Hilton could do. And then when we ran zone, he sat down in the zone, so that dude might be a star on the rise, man. Let's keep an eye on him. What else I got here? We set up a touchdown to Claypool with the tricky formation. Randy Fiedner, that's what I'm talking about. Here's the funny thing. The Eagles may have been able to tell that was going to be some type of blocking situation, because in that it was 4 receivers, 4 people lined up in a bunch. One of those guys was Trey Edmonds. Did y'all see that? That should have been a tell right there. He ain't going out on a route. But that was a beautiful call. You bunch 4 eligible receivers on one side in that like diamond-shaped formation and run a quick screen. Beautiful. Loved it. Great call. Don't fall in love with that, though. Because, again, the tell is you got Trey Edmonds out there. What else we got? Hilton got caught in a bad matchup, man. The height situation with Fulgham. Great throw by Wentz. Hayden gets called for pass interference on that drive. That was very questionable. I think it's the one in the 4th quarter. Didn't look like Hayden did much. Looked like he ran the route for the receiver, but he gets called. I don't get that. What else? Dotson called for holding in the 4th quarter. That wasn't good. Oh, man, you talking about a questionable call. Claypool's push-off. What? Hey, Heinz Field administrators, are those refs still here? He is. Oh, tell him to come here real quick. Real fast. Oh, he won't do it? Yeah, I figured he wouldn't. Man, what was them refs? What? All that was, you see this on almost every one-on-one, every back shoulder throw. Receivers do the little hand thing. It wasn't a push. There was no extension. He basically just swimmed over the DB. That was not a push-off. I'm not going to spend time on that. All right, let me read the rest of these, man, so I can run through these takeaways really quick. And I'm trying to leave some room for the calls, man. We already at 34 minutes. Good God. Anything else I need to tell you guys before we give Claypool his love? 15-yard face mask against Graham on that last drive was major. Major. And again, that's coming off of the missed field goal. That was huge. That turned out to be huge for the Eagles. That miss hurt them big time. And again, we get the, like I said, we get the personal foul there that moves it 15 yards further. And then you get Chase Claypool lined up on Jerry. And there you have it. And then I think, the way we ended the game, big time pressure, man. Bud Dupree finally was calling his name, asking for him all game. And Bud finally makes up for that missed sack earlier, gets the sack. Then TJ gets crazy pressure on the next play. And then, of course, Steven Nelson comes up with a interception to end the game. And it's very, 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 very beautiful to see 2 defenders right there in position to catch that ball, badly overthrown by Wentz, again, because of the pressure. Now, quick takeaways. Hilton cannot guard Fulgham. So teams are going to pay attention to that to see if they can identify a matchup. We might have to start getting Sutton more on the field in those situations to see if he's better. If not, if it's a height differential, we might have to find somebody else, perhaps, on that number one guy that it seems like the quarterback is going to. Just an adjustment. Still, his wide receivers drew a lot of PIs. Hayden looks decent in coverage early, but here's another takeaway I had from that game. Remember, I said it, guys. We're gonna have to find a corner at some point in the next year or so. We don't know if Sutton is gonna be the replacement. Justin Lane. What about Justin Lane? Maybe we can bring him in. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be progressing, at least as far as my eyes. Because Joe Hayden is just a savvy veteran. He don't have, he got beat like a drum a couple times today. He don't have it. He don't have it anymore. And I'm not knocking him for that. The guy's older, man. When you're 30-something years old playing cornerback, what do you expect? What else I got? Nelson was handling Ertz pretty well when he got matched up. Eagles were very stout against the run. Notice that. So, we gotta find some better ways to generate our runs. Love the play calls featuring motion. First holding call of the year by the offensive line. I didn't know that, and Chuck's got that. But wow, that's a hats off to the offensive line. And I already talked about this, but Fichtner loves that handoff to Claypool. DeCastro couldn't do anything with Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox was eating that man for lunch. I love Big David DeCastro, but you have to pay attention to that. Okay? It's the same thing Tony would talk about with Pouncey. He says Pouncey gets pushed around a lot. DeCastro couldn't do nothing with Fletcher Cox, man. Nothing. But Dotson came in and had a better outing against him. Interesting. What else did I have here? I said we are afraid to play man on down and distance. I already kind of went through that, but I'm talking more like the 3rd and 7 teams. Like, you shouldn't be so afraid of a guy potentially taking off and running in that situation. And also, you do also have to pay, and Kenyon reminded me of this as well, you do have to pay attention to the formation, because obviously you can't run man all the time, and you can't play up close when they're bunched, because, it creates these holes and pick routes and rub routes. But it does bring me to another point. When they're not in bunch, I wonder why we don't never do press coverage. We'll line up and press, but we don't press. I wonder what that is. Do we not have anybody that we feel comfortable? I mean, these are not killer receivers out there. I don't know why we don't do that. We don't play rough. Like every now and then when you're trying to throw them off their timing, get in their face and jam them. We don't do that much. I don't understand why. And then, like I said, man, last thing, Joe Hayden is not what he used to be, and Vince Williams is still a liability in the pass game. I'm hoping at some point we can get Vinny off the field. He's a weak link. He is. I love Vince, but it is what it is. All right, real quick, guys, let's talk about Chase Claypool, and I'm going to have about 20 minutes remaining for calls. Man, I got to call some of you guys out. You know who you are. I remember vaguely. I can't remember everybody. I do remember some of you guys' names. But I remember when we talked about this during draft time, and you guys were so critical of that pick. Why did we pick him? We didn't need another receiver. Da-da-da. How you feel now? Considering where we picked and who was off the board already, how do you feel now? Because I remember a lot of you guys saying we should have chose another receiver over Claypool. How you feeling right about now? I told you guys that he fits the mold of a Martavis Bryant, bigger version. And it looked like Claypool on that slant. You saw that little off the line, gave him that little boom and then stemmed back inside. If that boy gets his route running together, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. If Chase Claypool is able to get improvement on his footwork and his route running comes around, look out. This kid is special. we have the knack for receivers. I don't know what it is. Let me grab the headphones. We definitely have a knack for drafting great receivers, man. And listen, let's give him his just due. I think he set a record today for, I don't know if it was total franchise, but I know it was like a rookie thing. 4 touchdowns in the game, man. And what I love the most is you could tell Juju ain't jealous. We ain't got no AB situation. We ain't got no cancer being fighting over the football. Juju is playing his part. But I tell you this, Claypool keeps showing up like that. And hopefully Deontay comes back. And we got to talk about that. Deontay and DeCastro went down. We got to keep an eye on that. But if Claypool keep eating like that, in a minute, they're not going to be able to pay attention to Juju or nobody else. It's going to leave Juju in favorable situations. So we'll see, man. But great game. It was ugly, but we won. That's all that matters. Let me get these headphones right. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I told y'all these are my broke headphones, but I love them so much. I ain't ready to give them up yet. So I got my little tape on the side. Let's take some calls, man, and then we'll get out of here. A lot of calls in the queue. Looks like there's 6. So listen, y'all know the routine, man. Y'all really got to stick to this tonight. A minute, in and out, in and out. All right, don't make me have to cut you guys short, but we gotta move along. All right. So the first call in the queue is area code 412. What you got for us? Yeah, what's going on, man? Good. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, wow. Wow.
The game. My negative is that I don't like our coordinators, in my opinion. I think that they're too predictable, and I think Keith Butler kind of took a step back with a the Bow approach, with him just staying in a certain defense and not adjusting. That's why I kind of remind me of, because the defense was good, but I knew the Eagles figured out what we wanted to do. Then I just want to go to Randy Fichtner. I think that he is bad at sequencing play calls. 2nd and 22, you run a quick draw or try to run a quick draw, that's horrible. So he needs to do better. And I just want to go to Ben. I think the key thing we've been hearing about him working on his footsteps and his footwork in the pocket, it showed today. It was amazing how he moved around the pressure and everything. And I think that he took that step where he doesn't have to be a hero and he doesn't have to play hero ball. He can contribute the ball equally and not put the team at risk. Because I think it took a while for him, but I think after 17 years he had growth. But thank you. I didn't mean to hold you on too long. And hey, go Woodland Hills. It was great to see another alumni in the league.
Absolutely, man. That's what's up. You know, for a lot of, like yourself, Pittsburgh people, man, who know a lot of these guys, that's crazy. That's a lot of talent. My bad, guys. Y'all should have heard, what y'all heard was the bulk of it. In the beginning, he was just talking about some of the players that he went to high school with and things of that nature. But his points, y'all did hear that part. So that was my bad. I had the browser cut off, so my bad. Thanks for the call. Let me say this really quick, man, because I don't even know if we're going to get to all of them. We got 7 calls in the queue. Y'all got to keep it quick, like a minute. We got like 10 minutes to answer 7 calls. So please, guys, I know everybody want to get their points in, but we got to move fast. And hold me accountable, too, because I'm going to respond fast. Next up, area code 651. What you got for us?
What's up, Sim?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I'm gonna make it quick, but like I've been saying every time I call, that Claypool, man, I think he was the one over Pittman. Even though I like Pittman, he's a more solid receiver, but Claypool got that raw talent, man, and if he works on it, he's gonna be something else. Also, what you were saying about wide receiver, why are we so good with it? What position did Tomlin play? Nobody talks about that.
That's
He
right.
played receiver in college. Nobody talks about that, but whatever. Also, we're setting up McFarland for that big play. You can see it. They're just easing him in, and then so that when he comes on the field, you don't know what's coming, and he's going to hit you with it. And the last thing was, stop running that sweep to Claypool, please. As he scored the second touchdown, I was like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah,
You can't run it no more today. I said it right then, and he kept it going. He's going to get him hurt. So that's one thing I hate, but thanks a lot, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate the call like always. And yes, we got to stop falling in love with that play, man. I just don't want to get keyed on it. And yeah, I'm waiting for that big McFarland play as well. I think it's coming. One thing I forgot to do, guys, let me read a comment. Boto Winter, thank you for your donation, man. So I got to take time out and read your comment. He says, hey, man, I appreciate all the work that you do, especially us truck drivers, all that you do, especially for us truck drivers. Both the defense is really lacking, and this prevent offense, they tend to play are lucky to be 4-0. You know what? I got to agree with you, man. I think a lot of us have said that here tonight. The predictability. Just like that, we always know we're going to end up falling into prevent defense as well as offense because we do the, you know what I mean? We did take a shot tonight, though, on that Ebron, that almost was a second fumble by Ebron, us passing early. So we took a chance there, but I hate when we go empty set in those situations because you know what you're going to get, but I digress. Area code 803, what you got for us?
Hey, brother, how you doing today?
Good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. You know, I'll be one of the first ones to admit, when we drafted Claypool, I wanted J.K. Dobbins. I could smell J.K. Dobbins. I had his jersey ready for the field. So I'm going to admit that. Secondly, one of the best things that ever happened to us last year, and the worst thing at the same time, the bringing in Terrell Austin, because we were forced to bring back Keith Butler. Terrell Austin, I felt, was been a better defensive coordinator for the team this year, but we had to bring back Keith Butler because the team made significant improvement on defense. And now this year, he's not making the adjustments. We should have came out the bye, cleaning all this mess up. Last part I heard you talk about Javon Hargrave. When he was chosen over the guy who we sent people down to Baylor to see the nose guard and he played for the Bengals. When we drafted him, people don't realize Javon Hargrave was one of the best interior pass rushers and led South Carolina State in sacks.
Yep.
So a lot of people don't realize we were very fortunate, especially against the athletic defensive line like we had to play today. I appreciate that. See you guys too tonight. Have a great week.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, man, I don't know why people try to clown Hargrave, man. Hargrave was that guy for us at one point. What it is. We got the win. That's all that matters. Thank you again, 803, for your comments. Next up, 814. What you got for us?
Hey, man, what's up? I missed the first little bit of the show, so I might be a little bit off on a couple points. But I thought in the second half, especially the fourth, way too much of the zone, especially in the red zone from our defense. And, hey, how does it feel to have a number 10 that can make plays? That's a no-rack reference, but, yeah. Overall, I think it's big that we're 4-0. We got to keep a game ahead of the Ravens, and we can be first in the conference depending on the Bills-Titans winner. They will be 4-0 as well, or they'll both be undefeated either way, or they'll have one of them undefeated, and then they'll be us. So, yeah, I think they're in a good spot, but there's a lot of work to get back to. But then again, every team's got holes right now. So
yeah,
that's it. Thank you for taking my call. See you next week.
No problem. Tuesday. Thank
Bye.
you as well, man. And good timing, guys. Right there, 803 and 814. That's what we need. Boom, boom, boom. Hit your points and let's skate. So we got 3 more calls, but I will respond with a couple quick things that he said. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Chiefs went down. So the Steelers are almost one of the best. Well, record-wise, we pretty much very close to being the best in the conference. Little placebo, though. It's a little placebo there. But, yeah. Thanks for your comments, 814. I think this is what I'm going to do as well, guys, is be very short and brief with, because I take a lot of you guys' time. So let's move on. Area code 219. What you got?
Hey, what's up, man? I remember last week you said, you asked the question, with this team, can people like Bill Belichick or Andy Reid go to the Super Bowl? And this is why this game is the perfect example of that question. This game should have been 15 to about 21. With another coach, this team is about 50 and 21, the score at least for today. These coordinators are holding these players back. I don't know why James Conner's on the field as much as he should, but those should be Anthony McFarland reps. Those Mike Hilton reps should be Cam Sutton reps. Where we are holding this team back. And no, we're not going to the Super Bowl because of these coordinators. I keep saying, if we go one and done, both of these coordinators have to be fired. If that or Tomlin. But have a good day.
I love that call, man. Shout outs to 219. I'm going to respond to that really quick. I can't respond to that. He's right. He's absolutely right. There's no defense for it. Listen, you guys know, I like Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin is a nice coach. Are we talking great when it comes to X and O's? I don't know, because we haven't been able to really say that. I like him for this team. However, the coordinators, I don't like the predictability and the let's wait and see what happens before we make a change. And you got to put Tomlin in the head of that, because Tomlin is the conductor. If I'm the head man and I see my guys making bad decisions, then I need to intervene. So we have to include Tomlin on this. But yes, only thing I would say differently, McFarland is probably not getting as many reps because it does limit the ability of showing run and passing. McFarland is not a pass protector as of yet. So it lends to more of our predictability, though, because when he comes on the field, you know what's coming. So we got to find better ways to get him the ball. But you are absolutely correct when it comes to Sutton. Perhaps in the nickel, because we saw it last year. Remember last year when Sutton started coming in a little more and Hilton wasn't out there? But the reason why I think he is still out there in the nickel, because you saw it again today, Butler will still blitz with Hilton. So it's tough. But I agree with you, man. I agree with you. We're being held back. We're definitely being held back. 2 more calls. Area code 678. What you got?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Sim.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, some of the most spoiled fans out there. I mean, even in victory, we find a way to complain.
Oh, yeah.
Now, today we had to play the Philadelphia Eagles as well as the refs. And I'm certainly sure when you get a chance to take a look at that all-22, you're going to see a lot of them, or they got bailed out a lot of times on third down by the refs. But also, you're going to see that T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree getting hold.
Man.
Bifocals don't never be making no calls for the Steelers. That's the same bum that didn't call that false start in that L.A. Chargers game. He's a bum, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I mean, that's great, because I'd rather complain about the referees with victories than complain about the referees with a loss. Because that's what I called last year and said that normally 2 times a year we'll lose a game due to referees. And one quick question to you, Sim. Maybe you know this. I asked the question in the description last week. Does Tomlin hire his staff or do the Roonies? Because that offense coordinator was there with Cowher. Keith Butler was there with Cowher. So I'm wondering sometimes, are we too hard on Tomlin? Because I don't think he does any hiring. I think the Roonies do the hiring. I think Tomlin's almost like I don't want to be disrespectful, but sort of like a team leader. Team leaders, they so-called got responsibility, but not really. All right. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, man. Thank you for calling. I'm going to respond to that. Hey, Kenyon, he's speaking on what we talked about a while back. If we go back, guys, remember the whole debacle with Butler. We know that the Rooneys have some type of affinity for Butler. Even with the whole LeBeau situation. That is a great question that 678 just said. I actually believe that it's more of the Rooneys. I don't know this for fact, but we all know, and that kind of blew up a little bit and then they swept it. There was some infighting going on there. Why are they retaining these guys? Both Butler and Fichtner. Now, Fichtner, I could kind of understand. He was the quarterback's coach. It kind of makes sense. You're going to let your veteran quarterback have his guy. Okay, I get it. But we might be looking at Tomlin a little too hard in that regard. Because again, what does Tomlin always say? He allows his guys to coach. But you do got to step in from time to time. But that is a great point that 678 is making. I don't think Tomlin is hiring his staff like that. Doesn't appear to be. But, we'll never know. But there's facts out there that we all should be able to remember when that whole thing blew up with Butler. Great point. Last call of the night, man. Area code 480. What you got for us?
What's up, Sim? Thanks for taking my call. I got two things to say, one question for you. I'll go quick. First things first, Randy Fichtner. Hey, those sweep runs, you guys can hate all you want, but good game plan against that, top 5 D line. Okay, McLeod, Claypool, and 26, all of them out there, one of them getting the ball. That's a track team right there. Yeah. So I love that, to be honest. All of them can make house calls. Jalen Samuel, I no hate on him, but every time I see him on the field, I kind of wince. That's my little take on that. I just don't like seeing him on the field. My question for you, man, why no Cam Sutton on Fulgham when 28, he's a good player. I like him, but he just can't cover. Thank you.
Man, great call. And you know what? You make a great point there. I could take the headphones off now because that is the last call. You do make a great point. I think a lot of us, we are all at some point results biased. I try to pull away from that as much as I can, especially with, me trying to be more of the analyst now, if you will. But you're right. It has potential, especially when you got all of those guys out there. It's confusing. And that's how you get a dominant, 4-man rush and just a sturdy, stout front end. Get them off their square a little bit. Again, that motion helped James Conner have that 30-something yard run, I think it was. I just don't want Randy to fall in love with those plays. That's all. Keep mixing them and sprinkling them. Just don't make them so predictable. Because even in this game, me and Leonard knew what was coming. And that's all I'm saying. If we know that, your opponent got to be able to know that. They getting paid to know. But I don't hate the calls. I don't know about the Sutton question. I really don't. I don't understand it either, man. Listen, we saw it last year that they made that switch. We saw it. We saw last year there were times, even when it was nickel, not dime, because, Sutton comes out in the dime. And even if you're in dime, I was hoping, and I even texted this to Kenyon during the game, this is a perfect opportunity to slide Sutton down and put Hilton back. We all know that they worked on this even last year in training camp, that both Sutton and Hilton has played at safety. Has been that guy on dime, in the dime situation. So even if you want to keep Hilton on, why not swap them? Even if we're in the dime, and let Sutton play Fulgham, follow him around. I don't get it. Or, hey, this is another thing you could try. And I know, we're reaching here, but what about putting a guy like Nelson, on one of those guys, on him, since Sutton can also play outside? See what I'm saying? And let Hilton be back. I don't have the answer to it, man. That's why I got on him here in the office. I don't get it. It's like the things that we end up adjusting like later on in the year. You should have seen that early. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Don't get it. So, great points. Appreciate you guys tonight, man. Great calls, man. So we're right at the hour point, but I am going to give you guys your 2 to 3 minutes here for me to read some chats. Hey, Debbie, I didn't see you earlier. How you doing, Miss Debbie? Appreciate you coming through. Guys, always say hello to the ladies in the chat, man. Make sure you take extra time to do that. Let's see what y'all got. Let's start with Kenyon. Kenyon says, nothing has changed my mind about both coordinators since they both just have better talent. Kenyon, I don't think we could disagree with that one, man. You said that a while back. Yeah, you were right, brother. Eric McDuffie says, the 2nd and 22 was a terrible play call. But other than that, I thought Fiedner may have called his best game to date. I believe it's the reason we are able to squeak out that W. Let's make sure people are not getting confused with what I'm saying or maybe what some of the callers are saying, but I can only speak for myself. Fiedner has done a relatively good job this season so far. All I'm saying is there's still this level of predictableness from both coordinators, especially in key situations. Situational football is not their strong suit. That's what I got. Now, Fiedner has done a decent job with it in some points this year. You know, like how we ended that game, what was it, last week when we ran the end around, the handoff sweep to Claypool on that 3rd down to close the game out, or it was 4th down to close the game out. Them throwing the quick screen to Claypool in that same game. I think it was against the Broncos. He picked up 9. See those kind of things? Yeah, we're taking a little more chances. But we still, again, he falls in love with a play, man, and he sticks with it. That's all I'm saying. Keep doing what you're doing, but let's keep sprinkling. Like, every time I watch the Chiefs play, I seem to see something different. And that's how I want us to be. They have their wheelhouse stuff, and then they have some, let's try this. They ain't gonna see this coming. See what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. But for the most part, I'm not killing Randy Fiedner. Let's read Debbie's comment. She says, I'm hoping AR2 isn't moving into Jerry territory. You hire coaches to coach and hire their staff. Jerry is the reason why Dallas, who I can't stand, is not better with the talent they've had. Yeah, great point, Debbie. Could somebody tell me in the chat, because I have the Cleveland game up here, and I see they're winning. What's Dallas doing against the Giants? What's the score of that game? A couple more. Certified Sports says Mike Hilton was in position. He just short. Can't do nothing about that. That is true. You're talking about that 3rd down when we was in man coverage? And I think I talked about that earlier in the show. Great throw. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Wentz put it in the sweet spot. A couple times he put the ball in the sweet spot, man, you know, with that guy Fulgham. So it was really nothing he could do. But like I said, let's still try something different in that scenario. Sutton is not as, he's not taller, but he's more of a natural cover man. So maybe there's some tricks to the trade there. Or like I said, we got other guys out there. I don't know how great they're going to do, but where's Sean Davis? Where's oh boy, what's his name? What's the kid we kept? Pierre is active. I'm just saying, try something. Let's try guys with a little more height. Try something. And I know I'm reaching. I know I'm reaching when I say bring Pierre in, but the dude was making so many plays in camp. We kept him. So that's all I'm saying. When you see stuff like that happening, you got to try something different. And if it doesn't work, if Fulgham is just having a career game, round of applause to him. But I don't want to see us getting killed with the same thing on every possession. That's all I'm saying. Somebody said fire Hilton. Nah, man. Hilton is okay. He has his limitations. Much like Devin Bush. He has his limitations because of his stature. All right, last comment, man. Well, maybe one or two more. Tyler DePoy says we need to bring Moncrief back and make him a DB. Tyler? I don't know. I see what you're saying, though. You said that dude great at deflecting balls. Okay, it's a joke. I was about to say, boy. Wayman Johnson says Steelers would be keeping an eye on that Eagles receiver. Tomlin made a point to shake his hand after the game. I saw that. I saw that Tomlin was probably telling him, yeah, man, you did your thing out here. I saw that. Debbie, let me tell you something. We find out some facts about that. Oh, AR2 coming in this office. I got to give him a little piece. Man, y'all coming with the comments now. I'm already 5 minutes past, man. A few more, guys. Literally a few more. That kid with the afro, he says Justin Lane needs a shot more, but he's got to prove it more. If he's not beating guys out of playing time, then 6'2" means nothing. That is true. And the question that I asked earlier, why won't we do more press coverage? These are the type of dudes that we drafted for that. You remember the other kid, Brian Allen? We drafted these dudes for that. Brian Allen didn't pan out, and it looks like Lane could be the same way, but I want to see the project get some work. We ain't seen Marcus Allen. Well, he's out. But before that, we hadn't seen Marcus Allen either playing in the nickel situation. More than Vince Williams when you expected a pass. So it's little things like that you hear these trinkets of things that's happening, but you don't see it on the field. But of course now Marcus Allen is out, but I don't know, man. Ebron was suspenseful today. Has to have better ball control on Sundays. Absolutely. All right, man. One more. Somebody said CD Lamb, man. I hope we can contain him and Cooper. Yeah, what's the score? Did I miss it? The Cowboys winning that game? Somebody put that in the chat. Somebody says Dak be looking all serious in the game. Yeah, he do. What? Are the Giants winning? Somebody said that. My man Official. What up, Official? Official says, look, Dallas can't stop New York. Wow. Yeah, we haven't seen UG3 either. We did see him today. He was in on a special teams tackle, but, no playing time. 20-17 Giants. Woo! Okay. So, Leonard, if you're listening, I'm about to come back over there so we can eat Sunday dinner. Guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it here, man. Y'all took me 7 minutes past my time. Not too bad. I did a lot of talking early, so I never try to sell you guys short. But y'all know the routine, man. If you haven't already, please make sure you do. I'm about to show you that. Thumbs up, subscribe, cut on your notification. Please, man. The like button. Hit the like button. That really, really helps. And I appreciate you guys who donated here in the chat. I definitely called all of you guys' names out, and if I didn't, I apologize. But I also want to say what's up to those who donate outside. Some of you guys did do that this week via PayPal or Cash App. So if any of you guys prefer to do that or want to do that, that information is in the description. Excuse me. Other than that, hope you guys have a great remainder of the evening. Watch some more football. Watch the finals. I'm going to just put it out there. I want the Lakers to win. I'm a Sixer fan, but I do want to see the Lakers win only because of the way this year has been, and it's a dedication to Kobe, and, why not? Why not? I like to see them win it, so they got now 2 games to win 1. So we'll see what happens tonight. But outside of that, man, I hope you guys are great. Have a great evening. Stay well, stay blessed. Catch you guys on Tuesday for Terrible Towel Tuesday. But like always, thank you for tuning in to the Terrible Towel post-game show. And I'm out. Peace.